So if you waste any more time wishing you were doing something else, wishing you were somebody else, that's a disservice to you, but also to the rest of the world, because you're not doing, because yeah. God damn it, I was worried this lighting was gonna happen. This lighting is so cool toned. I don't like it. It is 6 p.m. I am filming at 6 p.m. This is what I was worried about. Today drains me. No, today flew by. So now we're here and I'm filming my Q&A now. Anyways, hi y'all, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. I'm excited to catch up. Today we're doing a little Q&A. I haven't sat down and just like chatted in a bit and just caught up with you guys. Per usual, y'all ask me the best questions. I always, whenever I do like Q&A or something or a video that's a bit more interactive, engaging with you guys, of course, I always will like post questions on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram if you want to. So I put up a little Instagram story. I asked you guys, what do we want to know? What are the vibes? What are we feeling? Because I have some updates in life. It's been a bit of a whirlwind of a summer. I went through your questions and screenshotted some of the ones that I want to answer, and then I'll go back in and revisit if I feel like we have more time. But in all honesty, whenever I do a Q&A, they're always like literally so long, and they're always like 30 minutes. It's just crazy, and I feel like people don't even, the attention span these days, people don't even watch 30-minute videos, even though I do. I very much do. The first question that I screenshotted, I was just like, word, I'll touch on this, why not? It was tips for finding the perfect bloomers, which I feel like I haven't even done. Like all my bloomers have like little quirks to them that make them not perfect. Like a lot of my like classic like scrunchy bloomers, my brown and like seafoam green ones that I have, the elastic is so, because they're like vintage, the elastic has like lost its elasticity, I guess, its strength, so it's like they don't like cinch, they just kind of like rest on my hips, which is cute and like good to wear under things, but to wear alone, which I like love to do, it doesn't really flatter my body, which is kind of unfortunate. I found those two pairs of bloomers from 10 Feet Single by Stella Dallas a while back. I was recently there and they didn't have any, not that I could find, especially not in the spot that I know I found mine originally. But honestly, like you can find those on eBay, wow, that was a loud clap, on eBay and Etsy. So simple, so easy. Like honestly, you can find little like underwear bloomers. I'll record a little clip of like all my bloomers. Most of them I've either found at 10 Feet Single, eBay, Etsy. Devon Vintage I know sells a bunch. That's in Alston, Massachusetts. Screaming Mimi's also has a pretty good selection of bloomers usually as well. I got bloomer like pantaloons, like more Victorian style bloomers from Of Leisure. Finding sellers, like scouring on eBay and finding cool people. Of Leisure, super great. I'll put up some Instagrams of people that I feel like would have good bloomer options. Even like Depop, I don't know if people are upcharging on Depop, but Etsy and eBay I would look for sure. Favorite date night spots in NYC. I screenshotted this because I know I answered this with Kieran when I did my last like get ready with me, like try to get ready with me, so I'll link that in the description because we talked about like our perfect date, and I'll like timestamp it too so you can click that. I will say the day that we did for my birthday that he took me on, all of those spots were so good. I vlogged it, it was my birthday video, but one was where we went to eat dinner and it was some spectacular Thai food, like literally so delicious. And that fucking lobster dish that we got, this soup, what do you mean? That's such a treat for a little date night. So much fun, and it's in such a cute area, like a bunch of dessert spots. We walked to Dudley's after that because Dudley's just opened up like an ice cream part off of its like restaurant. It's like home mother restaurant, and they were closed, which was unfortunate, but they should be open now and it looks really delicious, so that could be a fun little combo. It's like a 15-minute walk from 1-1, so it's like eat dinner, dive on in, then you get a little 15-minute walk, digestion walk, chat it out, really cute, holding hands, people are out, nighttime. I was gonna say look at the stars, there are none because light pollution, and get to Dudley's and get a little sweet treat. So that was a fun one. That's a fun new one as well. That was like my first time there and would highly recommend it. It was so delicious. I screenshot this because I was like, oh my god, sometimes I feel like my brows are so scary. Somebody asked for brow tips. Yours are gorgeous. Thank you, first of all. Thank you so much. It's taken me so long to master my brows, or to like get them to a place where I kind of like how they're looking. You guys know I bleached my brows for over, I think 2 years, maybe not over 2 years. And I loved my bleach eyebrows. I don't know, I've never loved my eyebrows. My natural eyebrows that grow in, just like when I like let them grow, are super sparse. They've never like had a great obvious shape. Like they've never been a super bold feature on my face. I think the bleach brows like felt so good. Like I was so confident with those eyebrows. or lack thereof. It just like made you appreciate the rest of your face, kind of like without the brow, like your just like face would pop. It was just really cool. I definitely would bleach them again, but I do appreciate the thinner shape that I've got going on now. It was hard to master initially because I was scared that it did look drawn on. I have quite small features on my face, so I think a thinner brow looks nice. In my opinion, I have no idea. Obviously, they're sisters, not twins. I feel like this one is higher than this one, like, honestly. I literally use Anastasia Brow Freeze, brush that shit in, and then take like this incredibly old eyebrow palette from NYX in like dark brown, brush it up with the spoolie with the Brow Freeze, and then like kind of like lay them flat, draw out the legs. What would you call that? Just take out the ends a little bit. And then to maintain them, I use those little like blade. What are those even for? I think they are for your eyebrows. You put like moisturizer, you put like a serum or oil or moisturizer or something so it like lubricates it so it doesn't like fuck up your skin. And then I just kind of take it and like brush down and brush up and make sure I get like the thinness that I want, and then do that on the tails. I did a little too hard the other day and just fully shaved off the side of my eyebrow by accident. Thank you. But I don't have much eyebrow hair truly in general, so we make it work. We make it work. But thank you so much. I so appreciate that. I do feel with my thin eyebrows, the multiple comments that I've got that I look like Boy George really have come back to hurt me. Truly, because they got me with that. And fair enough, I've gotten it twice now. It like had me so gagged. Anyways, I mean, they're kind of right. Brow Freeze is like my biggest product recommendation for eyebrows. Multiple people asked if I would sell my clothes / do another closet sale. Yes. I still have some clothes that didn't sell at my last closet sale, and then I also have a bunch of clothes that I've added to that maybe don't fit or that I don't love. Doing another clean out, I would love to do that, and if I do that, I will let you know, of course, and we'll also like post about it on my Instagram. So, but 100% I would sell my clothes again. It was so much fun. I love doing closet sales. I've done 2 so far. Okay, I feel like I confused some people by accident. I posted like reposted a couple stories that my coworkers had posted being like send off, like, and I didn't even think about it, but some people were like send off, like, are you moving from New York, or like what did that mean? Like a couple people mentioned it and I was like, oh my god, I didn't even think about it. But obviously wanted to mention, some of you guys also asked me how my job is going and working full-time, etc. I've been working for Orsond for about 5 months. I recently left my position there. Was not the best fit. Very grateful to have the opportunity to start working on the creative team at Bootsy. I am so excited to join their team, so that will be my new position. I will be doing more creative direction there, planning all the shoots, styling, kind of like zooming out, helping with branding and marketing, and kind of being part of those like bigger conversations, which has been the goal from the jump, and not so much just social media. I'll obviously fill you guys in more like once I start and what the job looks like, and do some fun vlogs and like day in my life and things like that, working with them. Somebody also asked if I have any projects coming up, and with Bootsy, I'm so excited I have the opportunity to be styling their runway show this September, and I'm unbelievably excited. This has been a goal of mine for forever. It's like been on my manifestations, on my wish list, on my goal list to style a runway show, and I'm so excited Mishka trusted me to do this. In addition to that show, I'm also styling my friend Ben's show. His Instagram's Ben Doctor. This Apple shirt I wear all the time is his, and I love his vision. I love his design. Collection's amazing, and I've met with him a bunch after work and before work, and going to hopefully film that process for you guys for both shows. We'll see like what that looks like and everything, and need to obviously talk with the teams and make sure that's okay, but I would love to share as much as I can with you guys. And then this week I'm pulling a lot for a fashion film that I have going on this coming weekend with Emma Kraft, who's shooting it and who, you know, whose vision it is truly, and I'm helping it just come to life and really just like working it out and fleshing out the ideas with her. So I'm super excited for that. So that's a little update from me. But yeah, I'm absolutely staying in New York City. There's nowhere else in the world that I would want to live unless I get the opportunity to move abroad or any sort like that. I'm gonna be here indefinitely. It's just my fabulous coworkers being the cutest, and truly going to miss working with everybody there. People that you work with are like everything. I'm realizing, coming from a job where, you know, you were in person every single day. I'm so glad to know everybody and have them in my life now, and feel very lucky for that. Kind of going off that, I got a question: YouTube X work life, X school balance, tips and tricks, advice. Just started my YouTube a little while ago. First of all, it's so fucking exciting. You have to DM me your channel. I want to subscribe. Balancing YouTube with the job and then school as well, which I used to do. I graduated in 2021, but I definitely used to do that. Oh my god, that was so difficult. Thankfully, when I was like working being in college, I didn't necessarily have a full-time job. I think the biggest thing is like you are doing your YouTube channel because you love it and it's entertaining and it's like exciting and inspires you and you want to like do XYZ with it. I don't know what direction you want to go in or what you're doing it for, like what the content you're making is, but making sure that that enjoyment aspect of it like remains fun for you, I think is the biggest thing. So whether that be setting a posting schedule that is attainable and not too stressful for you, that's a huge one. To me, posting every week is something that is hard and does come down to the last day, which is currently what's happening right now. I'm filming this on a Sunday, going to edit it tonight, post it tomorrow, but sometimes it comes down to the wire and that's just what needs to happen. Or like I said, I've complained about this a bunch, but not being able to kind of produce the content or the quality of content that you've been doing in the past or that you've like aspire to be doing at this point in your YouTube, or just like with what you ideally would be creating, like you're not really matching your expectations for that. That's hard, but you do have to give yourself grace and be patient with yourself because that's not going to happen immediately. The biggest thing is also time management, just making sure you're allotting a certain amount of time for XYZ. Just planning ahead is the biggest thing. I literally have a document called Figure Your Shit Out, and I made it when I was like losing my mind throughout the pandemic, first looking for a job after school, and I work in the same document just because a lot of shit went down there, and it's like kind of fun to scroll around and like see where I've grown and what ideas I've been kind of combing through and stuff. So that's been a little work brainstorm board place for me. I also like to write things down a lot, so like journaling and stuff, coming up with ideas and writing down to-do lists and just getting organized that way. The thing my mom always tells me is like prioritizing what's the next thing you need to do, the next most important thing that you have to do, so that you don't look at everything all together, but you kind of tackle it in little pieces, not putting so much pressure on yourself, especially with YouTube. I do that a lot. Really making sure that I'm posting every single week on that Monday. I don't think I've missed a week, but I've definitely posted on a Tuesday, which has bummed me out a lot. Exporting wasn't working out, or like I got a copyright claim and I needed to download a new song and it was like 3 a.m. and it was already Tuesday, and I was like, fuck. Obviously there was part of me where I was like, okay, I need to post once every 2 weeks, like, and that was so close to happening, but then I was able to manage it and remain happy and not too stressed. So this is what I'm doing until that changes, and then it'll change if it needs to, you know, but like you are doing it because you love it. It's so fucking hard to say. Like balance is like, you're not always gonna have it even though you're trying so hard, and things don't always go your way. Focusing on what you are in control of and not losing it over the things that you can't control. Hey, I'm a queen of that. Thank you. We love to obsess over the things you can't control and blame everything on that and forget about all the things that you can control and just spiral a bit. I'm obsessed with doing that. Such a waste of time. So not worth it. Just sometimes have to take a deep breath, zoom out, and be like, how can I best use my time to make my goals and what's important to me happen? And I'm gonna do my best, but that's really all you can do. Spend more time with your coworkers and at your job than you do with like your family if it's full-time. So like making sure it's worth your while, feeling supported there and getting something out of it and feel like it's the right place for you. That's a lot. And sometimes, I mean, I know it's even a privilege to be able to zoom out and think about, oh, is this job good for me? Because I know some people don't even, if you have a job and you need a job, you accept the job that you can get. Like I get that. Even just trying to find a single job is difficult, let alone like looking for anything else while you're at a certain place. Like it's crazy, and time is so precious. Like that's something I've learned so much with trying to balance a social life and a work life and a hobby social media life, I guess, and still doing freelance styling and agreeing to doing projects on the weekends and stuff, and just balancing and feel like I'm giving everything 100% while not getting burnt out, and that is very hard. Okay, somebody asked me, did I cold email people to work for them / do styling and fashion? I'm at the very beginning. First of all, that's so exciting. Good God, yes I did. I also got a question about like advice for college students pursuing a career in art, looking for creative jobs and internships. The art world is so vast, so I truly cannot speak on anything else but fashion. But even so, I've had such a specific experience that like, God, it's just so different for everybody. But also I feel like there are similarities where I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely getting that stereotypical fashion intern experience, rite of passage thing, which I hope changes for the generations to come, because it's not great not great in any department, financially, mentally, physically, nothing. For fashion, this industry, you do certainly have to hustle, and it does take a lot of work. Finding a paid fashion internship, at least when I was in college, was fucking impossible. Like, nobody gets paid to work. Nobody is treated with respect unless you have however many years of experience or know a certain amount of people or have enough money. And so that's fucking insane. And that's something that where if I can help in any sort of way, I've Zoomed with a bunch of people, grabbed coffee with a bunch of people, trying to explain my experience. If I can help in any sort of fucking way for people to learn from my experiences, my mistakes, my whatever, or connect people with directions they want to go in from the connections that I have, which I'm sure aren't even that many yet, and also still feel like I'm very much starting out and I'm not that experienced. Trust me, I tried to do freelance styling full time, girl. That did not work out. I did not make enough money, and that's totally okay. Not to say that'll never happen, but you try, succeed, but you also fail a lot, and failures are good. Circling back to the cold emailing and cold DMing question, like that was my holy grail. I've been on that wave, and I'm still on that wave of cold emailing and DMing and reaching out to people that I want to work with. I'm still on it. Always. I'm always doing that. Putting yourself out there is super huge. I feel like with social media, a lot of opportunities are just posted on somebody's Instagram, which is crazy. And a lot of my friends, when they know I was looking for work, like they would send me so many people's Instagram stories looking for assistants, looking for like last minute stylists, looking for like, it was cold emailing, cold DMing is incredibly huge. That's everything. That's how I found my job at Tyler McGill. Very intercepting. Like, you never know if people aren't hiring, still reach out half the time. You never know if they're about to post a job posting or if they've been thinking about bringing this person on for XYZ, maybe freelance or maybe part-time, to see if it's something that they need or that the company or brand will benefit from, or if it's a person that's like an independent influencer or stylist or something that's been looking for an assistant but it's like, oh no, I don't need an assistant. And then you pop up and you're like, hey, just letting you know if you ever need help, like I'm a student, I would love to work for you part-time, or help out here and there, help out on the weekends, or I just graduated and I'm looking for, you know what I mean? Like, being open with people. I know it feels like some people won't care, or some people will never respond, because some people never will respond, and you will have sent out 120 emails and DMs separately and get one response, and that's okay. Good God, sometimes I'm like, just respond with a no and a heart. Response saying no is better than nothing at all. Is how I felt a lot of the time when I was first looking for jobs and things like that. But all it takes is one yes. And yeah, I think that's incredibly huge. Also, like, the world is so fucking small, and you never know like what relationship will lead to another like connection. Not that I'm saying to make relationships for the possibility that they would know somebody and get you in. Like, obviously make your relationships for other reasons. What I'm more kind of talking about is that being a good, nice person is incredibly valuable, maybe is what I'm trying to say. Or like, it stands out. Like, it definitely stands out, and it stands out to me as somebody who really prioritizes working for people that where a mutual respect is like present. Being a good person, caring about human beings, being respectful about other people's time, being a good communicator is so huge. And like, showing people and like showing up for people and respecting people. Literally, you think if you didn't go to XYZ for college and don't know this certain thing about the industry or not that experience, like so much of this industry is like learnable and you can be taught it very well. I haven't been asked my degree, I think, ever for what I studied. A lot of it is faking it till you make it, but also I've just find that being a good, like a nice person, like, good God almighty, like, it stands out so much because, so true. Oh, get your engine checked, good God. Sometimes you stand out because that's not always the case in this world. Some people get nice mixed up with letting people run all over you, which is not the case. You can be nice, you can care about people, you can be compassionate without being walked all over. Those two things don't mean the same thing, okay? You don't have to be a bitch to be respected. You know, I feel like that's like a fashion thing where the boss has to be like Devil Wears Prada, all that bullshit. Like, I just think that is so stupid and embarrassing. It's like, that better than mentality is so like over it. I can't. So what was my piece of advice there? Being nice. Wow, she's so profound. Good take, Chloe. I don't even know if that's fucking helpful at all. Recentering, connecting with your peers, especially at school, figuring out if they have any projects going on, if you want to do styling or do any sort of like anything in like the visual creative realm where it involves like projects or helping people with like social media, doing social media rollouts, being a photographer, being a stylist, doing hair and makeup. You can do that on your own time with your friends on the weekend at school. Like you can do a little dinky photo shoot for under $100. You could do one for free even with the resources that you have. But small budget, everybody pitches in, XYZ, they build their portfolio, they're doing small projects. That's been a huge way that I've been able to like build my portfolio, meet new people, be proud of my work that like I was able to go out and do rather than waiting for people to come to me or waiting to assist somebody with their own projects. It's like, no, you can also work on your own and kickstart that and already sort of develop your like taste making and your like vibe and your aesthetic and your signature or whatever, or not develop it and like stick with it, play around with it, because that shit's gonna change all the time. Talk to people, figure out what they want to do, figure out what you want to do in the industry. There's so many roles that you can do. I mean, I think the question was about art, going to school for art. Like, oh my God, there are so many things that you can do. Trying to say yes to as many like different opportunities and jobs. If you can't find something in like a realm that you think you want to do, especially in college, maybe try it. Like I worked in an art gallery and for an art startup my freshman year. It's called Entrepreneur. I worked at a WeWork. It was a startup, very startup-y energy. Didn't think, it wasn't the most on-brand experience, like the what I thought I would be doing. But it was incredibly cool and I learned so much there and the connections I made were fabulous. I'm very thankful that I did that and it was a very cool experience. So just keep an open mind, I guess, is another piece of advice. It's not the most unique. That's some advice. I think I've touched on this every single Q&A that I do. I get a similar question to this and I babble on and do the same thing. So I will link my other questions. This I felt, how to convince yourself you don't need an extravagant life. It's okay to be normal. Seeing so many people live extravagant lives on social media 24/7 is so much pressure. I read this and it like, my brain like exploded into like all these different thoughts that I've had where it's like not always wearing a new outfit or working with the newest brands or like doing the coolest things and working out and eating right and having everything aesthetically pleasing and like looking good every day and like posting on your stories and partnering with this and producing projects, going on vacation but working really hard and exactly what I said, like having an extravagant lifestyle where you're all over the place and doing XYZ and you're booked and busy and people are like, wow, how do they do it? Like, I don't even know if the people that you say, how do they even do it, are even doing it. I don't even know. But it just, I have thoughts like that too all the time. And I feel like half the time, I mean, my social media, my life certainly does not look like that. This past week, I think like the last 5 Instagrams that I've posted were photos that I've taken like, not a while back, but like there are photos and projects that I've worked on over the past however many days, weeks, that I've then like posted. But it's not like I every day have something to post on Instagram because I'm doing something every single day. No, I'm waking up, putting on barely any makeup, picking out my outfit in like 2 seconds, working, giving it 100%, like trying not to feel burnt out, coming back, doing emails, doing personal stuff, trying to cook dinner, make something healthy-ish as best you can, still trying to get like as much sleep, and then that's kind of it. Like I'm not doing anything cute or too exciting or whatever. When I started my full-time job, I was like, I'm going to have such an uninteresting life. Like I'm gonna have nothing to post on social media, which is, first of all, I'm like, that's so fucking crazy. Like why? The most important thing should just be like the quality of your life, not defined as how much content you can get out of it or how cool can you make it seem, but like how fulfilling is it and how much do you like it genuinely? Like, are you enjoying your life? Not, does it look like you're enjoying your life? And that is where, if I start thinking those things, thankfully I'm able to zoom the fuck out of that. Why am I talking about zooming out all of a sudden? I'm saying zoom out so much. It's like, ew. You're just gonna wanna go ahead and zoom out. I can't, but like bigger fucking picture here, that's also the thing. Like working in social media, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, there are the perspective on life, like where so many things in my personal life will be happening, and then I have to come and prioritize just the craziest. Like it feels so like misconstrued and like fucked, and I just, bigger picture, like none of this fucking matters, like actually. It's like making decisions that are gonna like effectively like when you go to bed at night you're proud of, and not so much of like, oh, do people think this is cool? You know, if you genuinely think about the fact that like you are your own person, you have like your own family, your own friends, your own pets, your own passions, your own hobbies, like that world, that thing that you've created, those like those connections, those relationships, those goals, those past successes, the things that you've done that you've learned about or that you learned from that you don't want to repeat, or like the pain and the hurt that you've gone through, like that is your own story, and that is something to be like so proud about and so grateful for. And like when you look at extravagant lifestyles, yeah, maybe you do want to be going on a European excursion this summer, like yeah, I do, but looking at, I guess, like what you do have around you and what possibilities you do have, it's just so not worth aspiring to have anybody else's like life or experience is so not worth your time, because one, you'll never have it because you're never going to be that person. Two, it's not even their life, is not what you're seeing, so you don't even know what you're asking for if you're genuinely like, oh, I wish I had blah blah blah's life, or I wish I was on their vacation. You don't even know. It could be miserable, but they're just posting pretty pictures. You have no idea. So focusing on what you do have, what you are in control of, what you're excited for, what you've done in the past that you're proud of, what you've learned from, friends that make you laugh, things that you love, hobbies that you want to try, places you want to go eventually, knowing that you'll get there eventually, saving up for something. I don't know. I remember on I think it was like my birthday post, somebody said something about like, I've gotten like a comment or two of somebody talking about like my lifestyle and like aspiring like this. It is so not like this, like so not the living in New York, pursuing a fashion career vibe that like it maybe looks like. I think I try to be as honest as I can with you guys about how much of a struggle it is. Like, good God, remember this video? Like, hi, I was not okay, and I'm still not 100% perf. Like, I'm still figuring it out, but I'm getting closer and closer to where I want to be. It's never perfect. It's never what you think it is. Honestly, if people were to ever need to like mute me or block me because of my content is like frustrating them or pissing them off, or like in any way it's too like, I mean, I hope it's not this way, but like too perfect or too like, oh, like whatever. If I make it seem like this life is perfect, that's not that. I mean, on YouTube, I'm way more open about everything. On Instagram, I don't really like talk. I don't like go live on stories or go live at all. It's something that I'd maybe do on TikTok. I don't either, really. YouTube is just where I feel most comfortable doing that. And I like that people have the ability to like go and like see how I act and how I am. And thankfully I have a bunch of people in my life who watch my videos and tell me I do come off the same way as I am in real life, which is like some of the best feedback I've ever gotten, being somebody that shares their life on social media or shares parts of their life on social media. That's like the best thing I could be told, because I don't want to ever be somebody that I'm not, or put out a idea that is not like a real, I guess. Obviously on Instagram it's gonna be like the highlights. Instagram I use also like for work and sharing things that I'm doing or things that I'm proud of or things that inspire me or whatever. I don't necessarily want it to be when I'm struggling and crying and like selfies of me like not doing well. Like, I don't really want it to be that, and I think that's okay. But I think it's totally fair if you need to like mute people or block people because their content is not making you feel great. I mean, obviously the whole like, if somebody's posting content and it's like, if you come down to the point where you're commenting telling people that like what their lifestyle is like fucking you up, that's like, you need to zoom out, you need to get off social media and like take care of that and like talk to a therapist, talk to somebody, because that is not that person's fault for making you feel that way. I'm just saying, for like your own sanity, if you're online a lot, maybe taking a break from social media is important. Our generation is very much like one of the first to like deal with it all. Nobody should have this much access to everybody's lives. Like, it fucks you up and it is really difficult. And I'm literally, when I talked about like bouncing around therapist to therapist in my last video, like so much of that has been like, I can't find a therapist who has the experience that I want, who knows what it's like to grow up in the digital age that I've grown up in. Like, I need to be able to vent about like my career, like being on this platform and seeing XYZ and comparing myself to people and having this much access to different lifestyles and seeing all this stuff happen and like trying to work as hard to get that from me, and like it not happening, and me like feeling lost and feeling like what else is there to do, or like why am I not good enough or whatever. A lot of that like stems from social media, and if like they haven't like gone through that, like yes they can study it, they haven't experienced this experience yet because it's happening real time, I guess, if that makes sense. I don't know. The best thing you can do is just, if it's getting to you, if you're finding yourself wishing you had a life that you don't, like maybe take a break from whatever content you're consuming that's like giving you that feeling. Taking a break, going out, taking a walk, listening to music that you really love, getting back to like what you do. Who are you? Who are you? What do you love? Focus on that, because everybody is so cool and fabulous and has their own shit going on, and the world fucking benefits from that. So if you waste any more time wishing you were doing something else, wishing you were somebody else, that's a disservice to you, but also to the rest of the world, because you're not doing, because yeah. I believe that though. I've met I could write a book about the amazing people that I've met like in the past 3 years, and how weirdly enough social media is the reason why, and it's a lot of the reason why I feel so down, but it's also the reason why I've met so many cool fucking people that have blown my mind, that I've been able to work with, or that I've seen grow and shine and do their thing. And it is so inspiring to see that happen and see people grow and like do their thing. And hopefully you get to a point where you are confident enough in like your life and where you want to go, that when you see people accomplish those things, you can be, I think there's a spider web on me, but like you can be happy for them and excited for them, knowing that a win for them is a win for you. If they're in your same industry and you're seeing them succeed, knowing that they're a good person and that you care about them, and they're moving in a direction that you believe in, that's fucking cool, because that's paving a way for like a better industry that you want to be part of. You know what I mean? When I'm seeing people and creators that I love and that I think what they're doing is like major, I'm like, good, I want those people to succeed, because I want this industry to go in that direction. I want to see this kind of content. I want personalities to be cherished more than bodies, or like, you know what I mean? That's something that's like really cool, and they're innovators and people that are paving the way for you and making opportunities for you, even though that doesn't seem that way. I hope I said something of value in that one. It's 8:04. What time did I say it was when I sat down? 6? No, there's actually no way. Okay, we need to do one more and then I'm going to, that's crazy. Okay, we're doing one more and then I'm going, what the fuck? This always happens. What did I say, y'all? Are you leaving NYC? I can't with that. I feel bad. I confuse people. I'm sorry. No, I am staying here. I just changed jobs. What should I end this with? Fave go-to summer snack or drink? Okay, that's a fun one. We'll end it with that. Okay, cute. I had for the first time Spagliato with Prosecco in it, whatever that Game of Thrones interview drink was. I finally had that for the first time at Sonia Toscano wine bar that me and Kieran actually really love, and it's a good date night spot. So circling back to that question, love that wine bar. It's so cute, really good vibes. Sit outside, people watching's great. People always have dogs. It's like so cute. It's a great spot. But I had one, it was really delicious, and it's a great alternative to an Aperol Spritz. But the drink of the summer for me is the Saint Germain Spritz. Get into that. I think people call it a different thing. I think it's called a Hugo. If Aperol Spritzes aren't your fave, or they are but you're sick of them, or you want to try something new and you're fun, see if the bar has a Hugo Spritz or a Saint Germain Spritz. They're so good. If you like elderflower, if you like mint and like a yummy lime deliciousness, it's really good. It's really, really good. And they make elderflower like soda that's like non-alcoholic as well, that you can make easily make this into like a virgin non-alcoholic cocktail, which is so delicious. I've been on my pineapple juice wave as well. Delish. Summer drink slay. Oh, matcha lemonade. Hello. How could I not mention a matcha lemonade? Yeah, that's the drink of the summer. That's the drink of the summer, everybody. If you haven't tried to make a homemade matcha lemonade, I need you to do it right now. I need you to go to Trader Joe's. I need you to buy those self-serve matcha packets, or a whole thing of matcha. It's probably way more eco-friendly and less trash. So actually do that. Get a little matcha, mix it up with the water, do your thing. Put a lot of ice on that. Then you're gonna wanna pour over your favorite lemonade, or make lemonade Trader Joe's lemonade slash limeade, really good. Matcha limeade is really delicious as well. Pour it over, little straw, mix her up. That's a delicious drink right there. Ovenly in New York makes a delicious matcha lemonade. Highly recommend. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up because this is probably hours long footage. I love you so very much. Thank you so much for watching and catching up with me. I adore you. I hope you're having a lovely summer. It's August already. It's like coming to a close, which is crazy, and maybe we don't want to think about that, so I regret saying that. No, it's not. Thank you for watching and bearing with whatever this just was. I hope I answered some of your questions. I adore ya. I'll link some of my other Q&As because I've talked more about like Fordham, getting into styling, like all of that. I'll link some of them in the description. But y'all are the best. Thank you for supporting me and watching. I really do adore you. And I will see you in next week's video. I hope I was in focus this whole time. Oh my God, my battery's blinking. Ah, come on, timing. Okay. Bye.